Hello.
Hi.
There are so many people in here.
Wow, how are you doing? Are you guys good? How are you? Are you good? Good that you are good today.
It's very I like to think that I can hear one specific person. Guys, this is Marcus Butler. We have Dan, Howell, Phil, Lester, Jenna Marbles, and Flula. And all I'm going to do is say their names for the next hour, and then you guys can just do all of the feedback, and it's going to be perfect. The way we're going to start this so that everybody can learn some things and maybe get some insight is I thought we could go down the row here, and each of these wonderful people could talk about themselves and just how they're doing, you know, like how good your VidCon is, if that's okay. All right, you like it. Marcus, you want to start? How are you?
I'm great, thank you. How are you?
Dude, I'm doing really good, man.
Okay, good. How are you guys? Are you okay? Good. Yeah, I'm good. VidCon has been I feel like it's been really relaxed for me. Like,
okay.
Compared to usual, but
Good.
I'm having a lot of fun, and today's my kind of busy day, so
Oh, really? Okay.
I'm really excited to be here, especially with these guys here as well. So
I know. It's stellar group. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. Hi,
Okay.
This is a really comfy chair, so I'm ready for this next hour, seriously. I'm settled.
All right, yeah, I felt the same. I sat down, I was like, oh, this is going to be
Damn,
very,
my butt is great right now.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone. Last night I dreamt that I was eaten by a giant lizard, so hopefully that won't happen in the next hour.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you really dream that?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah?
I kind of liked it in a strange way.
Sure. Yeah. All right,
Let's
we'll talk about
not
that
shame
after.
Phil for his lizard dream, okay, people?
It was relaxing and warm.
Felt like sweet relief. All right, Jenna,
Yeah.
how are you down there?
Hi. I'm nervous.
same.
That's good. Honesty is important. Do you guys think Jenna should be nervous, or how are you? Do you think? Yeah, like, no, it's cool. We're having fun. Flula, how are you?
Oh, hello to you.
Hey, man.
Hi, hello everyone. How are you? So good to see you in the straight line of couches.
Yeah, this is nice. It's like, you ever sit at a bar with like a group of friends and you're all like, hey, how are you?
This
It's like
is
an
very
episode of
difficult.
Seinfeld. Yeah.
Hi everyone, how are you? I am very woo as well.
You doing well? Is that what you said?
I'm just very woo.
Okay. Oh,
As well.
Yes. Speaking purely in onomatopoeias. All right. So the first question that we have here, the first time I hit upload panel, is if you guys, I'm very curious, if you could just describe like the first, if you could describe the first video before...
I love Dan's first video the most.
thing.
Like, literally my favorite thing in the world.
The whole point of my first video is that it shows anybody out here who's thinking of becoming a YouTube creator that you can be that bad and become something one day. Seriously, it's no matter how low you think you can go, it might be okay one day.
I like that. Don't fear rock bottom.
Yes.
What is the video? If for anybody who hasn't seen, I think it's important for people
I still
to know.
stand by the advice that if you know what you want to do, that the first thing you should do is just introduce yourself. Say hi,
Right.
YouTube. This is what I want to do. This is what my video is about. And that's what I tried to do. It was just really terrible.
Okay.
But yeah, that's good.
You're owning it though. You're
I
like,
am
that's
owning
what it is.
No, I can never escape it.
There's a lesson there, just in and of itself. Marcus, what about
is
you?
yours?
Mine was kind of different to Dan's because when I did my first video, I didn't know what I was doing, so I just sat there in a very monotone, boring voice, and I was like, I might try sing, I might read stories, I might...
It was all about what you're about to do.
Yeah, I was like, I might just try everything, and just uploaded that, so it's a very, very bad video.
That's good. It's like a schedule.
Kind of.
Yeah, you're like,
Yeah.
this is what it's gonna be, and it's gonna be good. Phil, what about?
Dinosaurs were still roaming the earth when I uploaded my first video in 2006. I won a webcam in a cereal competition, and I got my webcam in the post, and I've just been watching Smosh and some Lonely Girl 15, who is now back, which is another
Nice.
whole conversation. And I thought, hey, these people are just talking about their lives. I'm just going to press go, completely no edits, and just rambled in the most embarrassing, most boring video ever, and just whacked it on YouTube.
Good,
But I don't regret it now.
Phil doesn't regret it, guys.
No.
Yeah!
I had a very different accent as well.
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I was like, hello, my name's Phil. Welcome to my video. That's what I spoke like.
Whoa!
It actually was. I watched it the other day, actually.
Yeah.
You were super, super northern
It's
in
really
it.
weird.
Yeah, Phil sounds like the Starks in Game of Thrones.
I did.
Which isn't a bad thing at
No.
all.
Oh,
Just
thank you.
Throwing that out there. Jenna, what about you? Your very first. Can you describe it, succinctly and if you were pitching it?
I can't even hear you.
Oh, really?
Wait, what did
if I
you
thought-
say?
What? Can you describe your very first video?
My first videos didn't even have me in them. They were just dogs. And
What kind of dogs?
Well, the first one, his name was Itchy, and it was just a video of him going, ow, wow, wow.
I would watch that.
That's the content
But
I signed up for.
I agree.
That's why we do this.
Yeah, so, I don't think much has changed with me since then. It's still the same stuff.
Kind of the same, yeah. You're on the
Still
same
what I want to
trajectory.
make, and it's still what I want to watch. Just dogs saying I love you the best they can.
Yeah.
And I didn't know how to do anything. I just uploaded it, and I was like, you're welcome.
You're welcome, world. This is what I have.
That's it.
All right, Flula.
Hello to you. Hello.
Hi.
Oh, hello. Thank you.
Good to see you down there.
Take care.
Yeah. Walk us through your first video, Flula.
I will not just walk you. I will slip and slide you
Oh,
through
please do.
my first video.
Whoa.
Take us
Shout
down.
out, Slip
All of
and
it.
Slide. Available now at KB Toys.
I didn't hear the last thing you said, but
Oh, did you, a question? Yes.
I can
was,
still yes and it, but I don't know what.
I was deported. I was in America for some time having good times and sweet tea. Then I was deported and very sad. Then I said, let's make a happy time. So I made a very terrible techno song about the things I love about Germany. Poodles, my grandfather, bread, and a delicious Turkish dish. Shout out to delicious Turkish dishes! Wow, wow, I like that.
Yeah,
and then
it's a
it received some views. And then I said, perhaps YouTube exists and I should make uploadings.
Make uploadings, yeah. I think they should
Thank
make
you.
a little rubber bracelet that says "Make uploadings."
Made
buy that.
uploadings.
Yeah. Our job, really, when you boil it down, is to make uploadings.
And I don't even do that.
What's that? Ooh.
I'm just roasting myself without doing the challenge here.
Okay, next question. We're gonna. Do you guys want to get into like the nitty gritty of it, or do you want to? Okay, this is gonna. Buckle up. All right. Did you guys edit the video yourself, or did you have somebody else edit it? Did you know what you were doing when you, more or less? And since we started down here last time, Flula.
Oh, hello to you.
Hello. How are you? Did you edit your first video? I mean, if it was techno and all that, was it?
Are you judging techno right now?
No.
It's a very judgmental.
I would just see that as one continuous beat.
Thank
I
you.
know, this is tense. This is
I did edit this on a laptop with software that allows for editing, and then I finished it.
And you clicked the button. And you felt good. You were like, there was no like curve. You were like, I'm just gonna dive in and do it.
I
and
did
then-
not curve my enthusiasm. I just edited, and then I was finished, and then no one saw it for many years. It was sleeping like a tiny bear in a large cave.
What was the amount of time between you finishing it?
That was a great
finishing
metaphor.
It's a
and then-
tight fit.
Yep.
Yeah?
When was the amount of time between you finishing it and then people seeing it, the masses?
4 years.
Wow.
It had 6,000 views for 4 years.
Wow.
5,283 of those views were my father, and the remaining 717 were my mother. And then someone on Reddit put it up, and hey, you're
And that's what it was? Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
funky.
And now we all have Flula.
Hello.
It's a gift. Right. And Jenna, what was your process? Did you know what you were doing? Did you, especially
No.
with the dogs?
I had iMovie on my laptop.
Yeah.
And woo, iMovie, woo. And I learned how to edit by taking pictures of my friends and making really derpy slideshows of them.
Cool.
And then something clicked, and I was like, I bet I could do that with a video. And it was a really long process for me to learn how to edit, but I did do the first ones myself, and it took me way too long, and I did most of them incorrectly. So a lot of them are pixelated, and there's a big black box around it. It's just awful and terrible. But yeah, I mean, I did it. So.
Was that the moment that you were like, I really enjoy doing this. I'm going to continue doing it for years, and it's going to work out, but...
I think that moment came a little later.
Sure.
But I liked it, and it made me laugh, so that's all I cared about.
All right, cool, awesome. Phil, what about you?
Well, this is very embarrassing, but I feel like I'm amongst friends. I learned my editing skills from editing fan Buffy the Vampire Slayer music videos. So
Guys, Phil
choose,
was on the fan edits train
Yeah.
long before any of you here.
I would
seriously.
choose a really intense song by The Offspring or something and just have montages of Buffy kicking stuff. And yeah, that was how I got into editing. And then I thought after making about 6 video blogs with no edits, hey, why not put my Buffy fan editing skills into my videos and try and cut some things together. Yeah.
And now we have Phil.
Yay!
Life is beautiful. Dan, how did you just go for it?
Hello Internet was edited on Windows Movie Maker, which...
Whoa!
It didn't even work. Honestly, I spent 3 weeks trying to get it, and it didn't even happen, and it was just so terrible. So then I hit up Phil for those sweet editing tips. You know how it goes. No, but I literally did, and then I got Sony Vegas, which I still didn't know how to use. My videos were so bad for so long, and I had the black rectangles. In my first video, I thought I'd censor a swear word because I didn't know whether it was inappropriate or not, but Windows Movie Maker didn't have timelines, so I just put the sound effect over the sound of me swearing, but I didn't remove the sound of me swearing.
So you got both.
And I was like, but you can hear it, so I just made the censor beep really, really loud. But that didn't do anything. It just makes anybody that watches the video with headphones bleed internally. So
That's hilarious.
Yeah, it's a tragedy.
I feel like I made that mistake a year ago. You're like, I learned this a long time ago. Oh yeah, you shouldn't do that. You should definitely mute it when you say. They love you, Dan. Do you guys love Dan?
They're just saying that because I know I have cripplingly low self-esteem. That's all it is.
Yeah. No, they don't. Yeah, I got it. You can.
You're all right.
It doesn't. It's not really how it is. It's not, What about you, Marcus? Did you jump right in?
Mine was a little bit similar to Phil's actually. So I was a big basketball fan.
Yeah.
So I used to make edits of my favorite basketball players and upload those to YouTube.
Awesome.
Dude, really cool back then.
Is that channel still there?
And that's how I kind of learned the process of putting clips together and putting music over the top of it. And then, yeah, same as all the other guys, I was like, oh, just give YouTube a go.
That's very interesting because you're not learning by looking at your own face necessarily.
Yeah.
You're able to exit out of that mentally. Not to get too serious into the technical. I'm taking tips here too, you guys, just so you know. So if at any point I'm like, how do you do it? That's why. Next question. Had you guys, before you uploaded your first video, had you experienced any kind of internet fame or anything? What was your mindset going into it, whether it was Buffy or puppies or techno? Were you just I'm doing this for, all those different genres of things? Were you just I'm gonna go for it for me? Or were you I hope this goes somewhere?
I think for me, it was all about boredom. I was at school, I was just bored in my room at home, and I was just messing around with stuff and thought I'd throw it online. And I kept it secret for so long. I didn't tell my family, I didn't tell any of my friends, I didn't tell people at college.
But you were still uploading it online?
Yeah, I was still doing it. And then one day, a kid at my college, in my psychology class, walked in and he pointed at me and laughed and he was like, ha, I've just seen your videos on YouTube of you dancing. And I was like, oh yeah?
Oh,
and
no.
then the teacher put it up on the big screen in front of the whole class. I swear to God, I wanted to kill myself right there. That was the worst moment.
That's mortifying.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I blacked out a little just vicariously through that story. I did a thing when I was a kid. I had a commercial on Nickelodeon, and then for some reason, I didn't expect anybody to see it. And then literally everyone was like, "I saw you after SpongeBob," and I was like, "Thanks, I made it. I peaked," and I still consider that to be the case. Dan, what about you?
Well, I got into YouTube as I was a fan of YouTube for several years, as lots of these guys will know. Yeah, I mean, I started watching YouTube in 2005, and I made my account in 2006, and I just watched loads of YouTubers, like all the big American YouTubers, like Shane Dawson, like Lisa Nova back in the day, Charlie Is So Cool, like Phil, all the people that were doing it back in the day, and I really got into it as someone that knew what the YouTube community was for like 2 years, which is really funny. So I kind of had already watched YouTube for so long that I'd been daydreaming, if I ever became a YouTuber, I think it would be like this in my head, but I never thought I'd do it for, like various reasons. I was like, I'm not funny, it's not worth my time, it'd never pick up or anything.
That's not
I'd be going,
true.
"Aw." Okay. There was a good mix of and same then from the audience, guys. But then I was on a gap year before I went to university.
You were on what?
What do you call that in America?
You like take a year between.
Before you go to college.
Yeah. Travel.
So I was working at Asda, which is Walmart, here in the thing,
Cool.
and it was terrible. Anyone that works at Walmart, my heart goes out to you. And I was like, you know what? I have literally nothing better to be doing with my life. I will just try this and see what happens, and that's how I
Kind of
got into
similar
it.
to Marcus with the
Yeah.
boredom things. Like,
Yeah.
all right, I'll give it. But do you feel like you had like a leg up since you had already been immersed in that world?
Yeah,
That's
so
very
I
early.
kind of hit the ground running, kind of knowing exactly what I wanted. Like if you watch Butterfingers and Procrastination, which are like, they're recorded on my laptop webcam and they were still edited. Like they're so bad, but they still are the like reasons why Dan's failed format that I do to this day.
Yeah.
So even though it's what I did literally 6 years ago, it shows that from the day I started, I knew exactly what kind of YouTube videos I wanted to make. They were just really bad.
I think it's great. I think it's awesome. Phil, how about you?
Well, like Marcus, I was a bit bored, and I was just like, I'm just going to try this thing, because I've seen other Americans do it, and I thought, how about I give it a go? And a lot of it, I think, for me, was also about maybe making some friends in different parts of the world, because back then, YouTube had a lot of video responses and things like that. So you'd make a video, and then like 10 people would reply with their own videos about your video. And I just thought that was mind-blowing that someone in America or Japan could have opinions on something I've made, and I'm watching a video of them in their house on my screen,
Yeah, it was
talking back
when
to me.
the internet was still like, wow, you can
Yeah.
talk to people from other
What
countries.
is
Technology is amazing.
Yeah.
So you felt like you were making friends.
Yeah, definitely. But I wasn't setting out to get famous or anything. There wasn't really YouTube fame back then
didn't
anyway.
exist.
There's only about 10 of us making videos. And I think I had 100 subscribers it took me 2 years to get 100 subscribers back then. So I was just making it for fun.
I think that's like a good note too, especially for anybody out there who is creating videos. I hear a lot of people who are like, I only have such and such many hundreds of subscribers, but like there's such and such many hundreds of people in this room
Yeah,
right now.
that's
It's
a lot of
still
people.
a big deal. Like, keep at it and enjoy.
Definitely.
The fact that anybody watches any of it is really cool. What year was this that you were?
Early 2006.
Okay, cool.
That was when I started.
You guys remember that, right? Early 2006? Good year. Jenna?
Before I started on YouTube, I was sort of at the point of no return in terms of being on the internet to begin with, because I was working for a blog called Barstool Sports, and I was writing for them and doing stupid stuff for them.
Yep.
And
Sure.
then they kind of let me go.
Oh, nice.
Just in case you ever get fired, it's okay. Don't worry about it. It's going to be fine. And then just decided I was going to try and do YouTube. But, I had already been in the internet space
Right.
beforehand. And when I tried doing YouTube, I was just so obsessed with iJustine. And I watched her for hours and hours and hours. And I was so discouraged because she was so wonderful and sweet and smart and amazing. And I was like, I am nothing like iJustine. I will never be iJustine.
She's so good.
She's so amazing. Well, thank you. So, I set out to be the best me that I could, while also knowing that Justine was like my idol, and I just want to do her proud. So.
And then,
Do you think that you're doing Justine proud now?
Yeah, I still get nervous when I see her and I don't know what to do.
do you feel like going back to the Barstool Sports is what it was
Yeah.
called? Do you think they're like kind of kicking themselves, or do you think that they're?
I
is
think
there
we
still
have a
grudge?
complicated relationship at this point.
Okay,
But I think
that's
we're
good.
okay because I promised my old boss that he could write his name on my tombstone someday. So.
That's hilarious.
That's all he wanted, apparently. So.
Do you feel like there was any lessons because you were already immersed in the internet world that you transferred to YouTube when you started beyond just like Justine? Was there like you're like, all right, I know this X, Y, and Z is gonna take me to wherever?
Well, I didn't hear at the beginning, but I think I had like
It
a
wasn't
little.
a good question. It was super convoluted.
I mean, I think I had an audience already, but they weren't necessarily logging onto YouTube. Like
Okay, cool.
Facebook, literally.
That's a good lesson, like, transferring audiences
Yes.
from one social media
Well,
to another.
my strategy for Facebook, which was the jam at the time, and not anything else, it was the jam, was if someone wants to be my friend, who am I to not want to be friends with them? I'm down. I will accept. And
Cool.
so I had grown like too many friends to have a Facebook at that point. I had to make a page.
And when was this? Like what?
This was like before I started YouTube, sort of like 2008, 2009.
Oh, wow, okay.
2009, 10? I don't know. I don't even know. Where's the
Sure,
time gone?
11, 12. We'll just pick one.
Pick one. I don't know. And yeah, then I started posting my videos
Cool.
to Facebook. So
Awesome. And then from that you went to YouTube.
yeah, pretty much.
All right.
And then it got weird. Got real weird.
And then yeah. Flula, how are you
Hello
doing?
to you. Sorry, it's been 5 humans. What is the question?
No, it's fine. The question is when you first started.
Yeah.
I forgot the question too because I got
Perfect.
so immersed in it.
I
Sorry, guys.
enjoy biscuits. I like.
Oh yeah, what was like your mindset when you first went into it? Were you like, had you already experienced any kind of internet culture, or did you just go for it?
No, I was making lots of great techno songs about grizzly bears and sweet potato casseroles. Shout out, most delicious dish of Thanksgiving. Don't fight me, it's true. Without the marshmallows, sorry, mellow lovers. Anyways, I was making music videos and then I would just doopy-doop those, whatever the verb for make it go, to YouTube. And then when the deportation video received some views, then I thought perhaps I should start to think in my brain and then record these thinkings. And so I made some vlogs about like the daddy long legs, which is a very stupid name for an insect. Sorry, it's very stupid. And then I got so burn. I see you crawling. Yeah, suck it. And that's it. So then I would make more videos. The end.
Woo. Yeah. Everybody give it up for Flula real fast.
Woo, woo, woo. Hello to you.
Just, do you guys love these people? They're really great.
They're great.
All right, next question. We're gonna get a little personal, if that's okay.
Ooh.
I'm gonna lean back. We're gonna start with Marcus over here. Your first video. Let's talk specifics. What is the title, and is it still available for the viewing public?
Yes. I feel like I know a lot of YouTubers who don't have their first video available online anymore. I'm not
good
talking
reason.
about anyone on this stage, by the way. I'm not trying to throw shade at anyone right now.
Fair enough.
But me personally, my video is literally called My Random Introduction, and is still...
That's so specific. That's so
It's-
good. That's exactly what the video is.
Yeah, it's still available. Please do not go and watch it, but it is available. So, yeah, that was. You scared me though for a minute when you're like, we're gonna get personal.
Oh yeah, I'm not going to get personal.
Okay, I can chill a bit now.
Oh, if I say that, that's not true. Just so you guys know. I'm going to keep it nice and light. Anyway, what are your fears?
I'm scared of bees.
That's a
Bees.
very good fear.
Are you allergic or just scared that
I
they'll attack
have
you?
a huge phobia of them. I'm not allergic. I've been
ever been
stung.
stung by a
Yeah,
bee?
plenty. But if one comes near me, I honestly run away.
I mean, pretty freaky.
Yeah. Dan, what's the title of your first video? Is
Hello,
it still
Internet.
available?
Yes, it is still available. Yeah, I'm never
It's on
escaping it.
VHS. It's cool. All right. Phil?
Mine has the catchy name of Phil's video blog March 27th, 2006.
That
Catchy,
Phil,
yeah.
that sounds like something like, you know, like when a parent does a trip
Yeah.
of the holiday or
I
something.
know.
It sounds exactly
That's
like
what it was
that.
like. Yeah, and that is still on the internet and is full black and white glory.
Awesome. I hope you guys are taking notes with all of these.
Definitely.
And Jenna, your first video?
On Jenna Marbles, I think it's called Charles Franklin Marble is a Sad, Sad Man. And it's just Marbles and his love story with his stuffed lion to some really sad Romeo and Juliet music.
Yeah. You've seen it.
It's lit.
It's a classic. Flula?
My biggest fear is like if you're on the toilet and you are going the long version of the process, and I am always concerned a snake will come up.
Yeah. Where did you grow up around snakes?
No, so
So it's a very
but I would like to think I'm like Indiana Jones, who does not like snakes, but is from Germany with hat and whip.
I grew up in Florida, and that's a very real fear there, but usually it's like a baby alligator.
From the poo-poo.
Surprise.
Yep, it's a real thing.
Can I just say, I think that goes to show that listening to everyone's title of their first video, it does not matter what you guys call
Yeah.
your first video.
It can be that bad, guys. You cannot go wrong. Just try it.
Yeah, Dan kind of hit the thesis at like the very beginning. You were like, it can be just down
The
here.
bar can be through the floor.
Low.
Flula, what was the title of your first video? I'm so sorry. Hey.
Why were we talking about fears?
Well, I was
not
doing
very
I was like, oh, I'm
focused.
not gonna get personal, and then I was like, oh, I'll get personal as personal
Azul,
as you
yeah,
can
yeah.
possibly get.
It was called it's Flula in Germany, parentheses is Opa Poodles. Opa means grandfather. Yeah.
Great.
Sure, well, yeah, was that?
No, you nailed it.
Okay.
That was good. Yep, that is the answer to the question. We're gonna go to Twitter real fast, guys. At PravikPatel97 asked,
That's
how
me, by the
weird
way.
did it feel to talk to a camera lens for the first time? So this might not necessarily be your first upload, but when you actually started addressing a camera instead of a real person, how did that go? We started with you last time, Marcus. Well, how about we start in the middle? Phil, how did it feel to first talk to a camera lens?
I kept my videos a secret like Marcus did for a long time. So I'd wait for my parents to go out, I'd wait for my brother not to be there, and then I'd just sit there just talking to a camera, and it just felt really bizarre. And I was kind of imagining it was a friend, because I didn't have many friends, so the camera was my friend.
That got too real.
Yeah. So yeah, it didn't feel that natural for a while.
Yeah.
But I think I got into the swing of it. I didn't even look into the lens for the first 3 videos. I'm like looking off there somewhere. I don't know what I'm looking at. Yeah.
That's good, yeah. You were avoiding eye contact
I was.
with no eyes.
Yes.
That's a good, you gotta start somewhere.
I know.
Now, do you like look straight down the barrel now?
Now it's like an intense stare with no blinks.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Phil
the
doesn't
whole
blink.
of the,
It's really
the
weird.
whole of the side.
Flula,
not a
what
robot.
about you? What was like when you...
hoppy skippy jump? What is?
Yeah, I'm just gonna bounce around.
Sorry, it was the.
Uh,
looking at cameras.
Yeah, right into it.
I have purchased a wig and I place it on the webcam. And
You
then
purchased a
Did
what?
you really?
a wig? A wig.
Did you
Actually,
really do that?
Who am I,
A wig.
Rapunzel? Yeah. I put
A
it on
wig.
a wig on the camera, and then I have a little smile face under the, and I pretend I'm speaking to a pirate. It's one eye.
Nice.
Can we have an applause break for that?
I like that somebody turned the house
Flula.
lights on there. Like, let's see the people clapping for the wig.
Yeah. Marcus, what was it like when you first started looking into the barrel of a lens?
So, sorry.
It's emotional. It's a hard time
I was
for
just
everyone.
like, oh, I wasn't ready. Like Phil, pretty much, I feel like me and Phil have a lot in common right now.
Yeah, I think so.
Same as Phil, I did something weird, which I don't know if anyone else did this, and it took me a year to figure this out. So when you film a YouTube video, you press record, and that sets the video camera rolling, and you do your video, and then you finish the video, turn it off. I used to press record, say one line, stop the record. Press record, say my next line. And I honestly did that for a good year. So I'd end up having like 100 clips for one video. Genuinely, on my tiny little like flip camera that I used.
Did that make it a little bit easier though? Because you knew you
Well,
could just
Well, no, because
them all in.
in my old videos you can see I always come in from this angle. So I've just got to and I started speaking here. So I'd be like, and then I did this, and then I did that. And
So everybody just thinks you're like partially hugging
yeah,
them
trying to give them a hug
the
or
entire
something.
time?
So yeah, awkward.
That's very, yeah. I remember when I first started doing it, we didn't have, I started on a channel called SourceFed, so I didn't know, I had never made my own, oh, thanks guys, my own videos, but then, they didn't have teleprompters, so we would write the scripts, and then they would tape the scripts, like, between the two cameras, because they would shoot us at the same time, and then I remember, like, literally, we would do kind of the same thing, where we would just, like, look at a line and be like, okay, such and such happened today in the news, such and such happened today in the news, and we would do that for like an hour, and then we would end up with a 2-minute video. It was great. Dan?
I came into it obviously having watched a lot of YouTubers, so for me I kind of had that weird perspective of being like, oh, and now I know I'm doing the YouTube thing. So especially in the videos, because some of my videos are vlogs that, it's not scripted. I try to, because I do what a lot of people do, which is tell stories with a mix of vlogging and sketches. So all the sketches were scripted, but all the vlogging was me like waffling for hours and then just desperately trying to cut it into something that made sense. So it was like a mix of me quite articulately going, oh, here's the funny joke that I wrote, and then me just going, like I'd say hello like 15 times. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I'd be like, hello, internet. No, that was weird. Need to try that again. Hello. No. Hello. No. And then I'm watching it and I'm editing it and I'm like, why did I spend 3 minutes trying to say hello right? What is wrong with me?
You gotta nail it though. You gotta get that. Otherwise, they're gonna drop off and you're anyway. Jenna, how was it when you were transitioning to vlogging?
My experience was sort of similar to Marcus's because I would shoot on my laptop and it wasn't really weird to look at the camera that's that big, like your eyesight. And I would do clip at a time and put it right in the timeline and edit it as I went. And so then I could figure out what I wanted to say next and keep going. I really liked it. I wish I could still do it.
You're the first
Yeah.
person I've ever heard that's done that. I feel so much happier about my life right now.
I did that for years. And there's like actual old videos where you can see me going like this because I'm stopping and starting the clip.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And I didn't start shooting it and then like editing it as a whole thing for like years later.
Well, I mean, memory cards got bigger too, I feel like.
True.
'Cause I remember when I was first starting and it was, you just run out of space on your little camera.
Yep.
So you do like the little thing and then it works out and it's even better. Anyway.
iMovie was classic though. Like the reason why Jenna, me and Phil and loads of other people all use the same music and sound effects is that's just what you get for free on any Mac in your computer,
Yeah.
seriously. And even though I've like long moved past that, I just love them so much and they fill me with so much nostalgia that I use them all the time. Like
You
what's that
still
one
use
called?
them? That's awesome.
What's that carousel one
Carousel
that
is
goes
typical
"Do-do-do, do-do-do-do-do-do." Yeah, I mean like that's just like classic vlog soundtrack right there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I think I still use that all the time. When you guys first started versus now, how has your motivation changed for making videos? Like, you're talking about like starting out of boredom and then where you're at now. Is it now kind of like a job and it's sort of part of that and then you do it and you're a professional and it's part of who you are? Or is there still those moments where you're like, I'm going to do this because I feel it and it's like in it, or is it a mixture of both? Flula, I guess I'll start with you.
Oh, okay. Hello.
You're hitting it out of the park you hit it out of the park with the wig and the smiley face.
So I should stop now, is what you're saying.
I
Just
mean, look.
stop
Peeking.
it. Okay, yeah, now get ready for the deep, deep drop. Hey, yeah, this is what I do. I have a schedule in my brain that I also often break. Then sometimes I have a very terrible idea and I say, maybe I should do that. And then sometimes I eat a snack. You don't know what will happen.
never
I'm
know.
like a bouncy ball in a very large room with many, many walls and large, large bounces.
Yeah. That's perfect. That's a beautiful metaphor.
I'm loving
Guys.
these metaphors. like,
Subscribe.
Brilliant.
Jenna, how about you?
I mean, to be honest, yeah, it is a job at this point. I'd be lying if I was like, no, it's totally 100% just for shits and giggles all the time. Like it's just you guys know it's our job. But in terms of making videos, I think it's a mix of trying to do things that people would want to see from you and things that you actually like really are like, this is ridiculous. I think everyone's gonna hate it, but I'm gonna do it because I want to.
Yeah.
So the balance is still there.
That's awesome.
But it's still an amazing job.
I remember, I don't know what, I think it was like Aaron Paul or somebody was talking about like going from Breaking Bad to whatever, and he was like, there's a rule in indie films where it's like 2 for them and 1 for you, and I feel like that's kind of like a good motto
I feel like
in
it's
general.
like 3 for me and like 1 for you.
Yeah, yeah.
Not, I mean it in like the nicest way possible. I'm
Yeah.
like, my videos are terrible because I thought they're funny. But 1 I think you'll like maybe.
Yeah.
But then we get gems like Landshark, which me and Phil still watch like every day.
We have like once a month we're like, let's just put Landshark on again.
God.
Phil, what,
So
how about then versus now? Where you at?
Well, I didn't set out for it to be my job, and it has turned into the greatest job ever. I love doing YouTube so much. And if I didn't, I honestly don't think 10 years later I'd still be making videos, because it's such a long part of my life to dedicate to doing this thing. But I think looking at the videos I used to make, there is still like the core amazing Phil inside this other amazing Phil, still talking about the weird people I encounter on a daily basis, and the actual blogging about my life is still part of the videos I make. So I don't think they've changed that much. The quality of the camera's changed, my accent's changed, my hair is slightly less terrible, but generally, yeah, I still see it as something that's really fun to do, but also, amazingly, it's also my job.
Yeah, that's awesome. Since you've been doing it for like 10 years,
Yes.
which is awesome. Like, what have you learned? And if you could summarize it into like 2 or 3 sentences over the decade that you've been doing it, which
That's
is
a
awesome.
tough question.
Don't say that word.
Yeah.
Don't say decade. I'd say you should, if anyone's going into it, is to make things that you would want to watch or that you're happy or inspired to make. Don't look to other creators too much to think, hey, I've got to make my videos like this person because they're doing successfully. I think you should just do what makes you happy if you're going to try out this YouTube thing.
Find your own voice. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. Dan, what about you?
Well, as I said, because I came into it having like been watching lots of YouTubers for a while, I've always been just very, very creatively inspired. Like from those first few videos I made where I like very clearly knew what I wanted to do with my YouTube channel, to this day it's like when I get the idea in my head, I still genuinely, I'm not that dead inside yet, I get excited about making that idea. So if I'll just be sat there and I'll be like, you know what? Me hating people that spoil things is a huge thing in my life. I'm going to make a video ranting about how I hate spoilers, and like I'm still, genuinely really excited and inspired to make these little funny Dan is not on fire style videos.
Yeah,
Cool.
You can tell he starts pacing around the apartment. I'm like, oh, he's got a video idea. I can see it.
Phil will just see me like silently talking to myself for an hour, and it's like, Dan's in his creative place, and I'm like,
Don't interrupt him. He's speaking
Eyes
in
roll back in your
tongues.
head. Very fine. Can we take a quick moment and just admire Dan's shoes real fast? I don't know. I mean,
Thanks.
I know it. I can see him up close, and just so you guys know,
That's good.
they're
Shout out to my dad, Kanye. That's good.
Yeah. Absolutely. Marcus, what about you? Then and now, how are you?
So same as these guys. I feel like everyone on this stage started YouTube before it was ever a job or could ever be a job. So the fact that one day it was like, oh, this can now be your job is like the best feeling in the world, because we were all doing it for fun or boredom or as a hobby or whatever for so long before that happened. But me personally, I actually think I went on a bit of a learning curve. So maybe about a year or 2 years ago, I was looking at the content I was making, and I don't think I was happy with it. I was just trying to make videos that I thought people would like. Mm-hmm. And then I kind of talked about that openly with my audience. I was just like, look, guys, I don't think I'm happy with what I'm doing. I want to go back to just making what I enjoy, and then hopefully you'll enjoy that as well. And I feel like I'm now back to that place of having fun. Of course, it's a job, but I'm having so much fun doing what I'm doing, and I think that comes across in the videos.
That's awesome.
Sorry to get like really deep there for a second.
No, I think I think the kind of like the running theme here is that there's so much balance involved in all of it. Like I think kind of what you're saying, Dan, about already being immersed in the internet world. There's something to be said for the fact that like it's been around for a while. We're all going to be kind of influenced by the creators we like, whether we like it or not. Like they're going to be a part of us, but at the same time, finding your voice and being like, all right, I'm doing this for me, incorporating myself into it is very good. So see, I mean, I got deep too. You know, I felt like it was really intimate.
You guys
there.
are sharing
It's
the
the
deep
deep
couch.
couch.
Yeah, we're over here. We're gonna get into like psychoanalysis later. It's gonna be really good. We're gonna talk about our parents. Like they're worried we're gonna talk about our parents. Do you guys still, like then versus now on the same theme, do you still get nervous, or like were you nervous when that first video went out? I know a lot of you guys talk about like kind of keeping it under wraps a little bit. Do you ever sort of feel that same thing? And even then, were you worried about it? About what the responses would be? And anybody can chime in whenever.
I get nervous all the time. I'm nervous right now.
That's-
No, but I'd say anytime I upload something that's like a little new or different, it's scary
Yeah?
because you don't know how people are gonna react.
Yeah.
So I get nervous all the time.
It's
It's
healthy.
good for you, I
Yeah,
think.
nervousness is not necessarily a bad thing. Dan, I look at you.
I mean, thankfully, I have Phil to approve my ideas before I upload something. Just like, sometimes, like, I'll think of a video and I'm like, "Is this funny?" And Phil's like, no, and I'll get really offended.
I know, I'll just do that. Maybe.
So maybe somebody coming from this perspective might think this, and I'm like, yeah, whatever. but-
my idea was perfect. The one I just said is perfect.
I think it's good to be nervous because you're making this video for so many people to watch, so obviously it's going to have a bit of pressure, but I think people usually will embrace if you try something new nowadays.
Yeah, I think it's
Yeah.
really important to kind of not care too much. Like, I'm really a kind of like, sometimes you just need to jump into the abyss for no reason without thinking, because I
Right.
think that you really have like a creative honesty when you don't think about it too much. I think sometimes if you think about it too much, you'll kind of, damage yourself when you're trying to express yourself. So it's kind of good sometimes to go, I haven't thought, is this something that only I think is funny, but it's really stupid? It's just click and then see what happens.
Yep, totally. I think that like the culture has changed a little bit in terms of like years ago it was like this is what this person is and this is what this person is, and it seems to me, at least from my perspective, that nowadays people are more like, no, like go for it, like have fun,
I
experiment.
think the audience also appreciates it. If you do try something new, I feel
Yeah.
like with YouTube, I feel like you get a chance. Like if you upload something that is a bit weird and not your usual stuff, your audience aren't going to go, you're crap, I'm going to unsubscribe. They might just comment, this was nice to see you try something new,
Yeah.
but I maybe didn't like it as much, but that doesn't mean they're not going to watch your next video.
Right, yeah. There's like actually a thing, I think there's a lot of attention that gets put on just straightforward, mean internet comments, but there's also just sometimes constructive criticism, I think, where like the people who follow you and support you are like, hey, maybe not this
Yeah.
so much.
And just
Still love you, but
just
yeah.
don't take it to heart.
Yeah. Anybody? Any other comments? Flula, how you doing? You
Just to upload, don't look. Make a close your eyes, make a click, see what
Yeah.
occurs.
Put a
then
wig
just,
on it.
Yeah, a deep prayer.
Deep prayer,
deep
guys.
prayer,
That's the
yep.
secret.
make sure it comes from your soul. In terms of where, the first time you clicked upload versus nowadays when you click upload, how has your approach changed in terms of like the logistics and the thumbnails and all the metadata? Like, are you kind of in a whirlwind of all that stuff? Does it bog you down, or is it sort of something you try to stay on top of and use it to add to your game, so to speak?
Well, now there's a lot more things to do, because before it was just YouTube and that was all I was using, but now I've got to think, right, I've got to have my Twitter ready, my Tumblr, my Facebook, and all ready to post with the thumbnail as well, where usually you just like stop halfway through a video like, and back to it, because it would just select the middle of the video for your thumbnail. So there's a lot more to think about now, but it's not overwhelming or anything. It's
Good.
just like, hey, I've made a video, go watch it if you like.
Yeah.
The worst panic is when, like, if you happen to go to, say, Google's offices or Facebook or somewhere where there's really good internet, and you'll go, oh, I'm going to upload here. And it's like 1 minute upload, and you're like, thumbnail's not done, title's not done, tags aren't done, the video's processing, and you go absolutely mad.
Yeah, I know that. It's, It's like the opposite of when you're in the Hilton over there.
Yes.
And you're like,
Oh!
nothing against the Hilton. It's great, but using a lot of data. Anybody else?
I think a lot of the kind of technical stuff, because there might be a lot of creators out here that are like, am I doing the right things to like get the algorithm to benefit me and stuff? It's like, don't get too worked up about it. But a lot of it's just common sense. Like, I felt like coming into YouTube, I knew what I was doing just because I'd watched so many other YouTubers. I was like, oh, this is how titles work and thumbnails work and what people do with descriptions and how they do their playlists. But there is, what is it, like the Creator Playbook or something or whatever, the tool that YouTube does that anyone can see. I don't know what the name of it is, but it's out there. And it literally says everything you can do. So all the information is out there. Don't be daunted by it.
Yeah, you can learn if you want. There's experts a little bit. Jenna?
I think my approach has been relatively the same. I try to make the most descriptive title that I can, which is why I end up with videos like how to trick people into thinking you're good looking and things like that. It's like, it's a terrible title.
I think it's great.
It's awful.
But it's when you click on it, that's what you're talking about.
Well, you get what it is. You know? This is very descriptive. Thank you. And I did thumbnails, like fancy ones for a hot second, then I was like, that's pretty stupid, so I'm just gonna pick one that shows up. So I don't really have any real strategy except to just try to be straight up and then put it up there and then be done.
Do you let the YouTube generator that you actually just choose a thumbnail based on
Oftentimes, yes.
That's amazing.
I don't care.
So
it's like, all right, are my eyes open? Good. Boom, done.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm not to that. I have to find that angle where I'm like, oh, you don't look like a large Gumby in that one. So.
I mean, I could be giving terrible advice. Just know that. So maybe don't listen to me.
Very good. All right, Flula, how about you? Is your approach?
No, I think when you are thinking too much, then you become very confused, and then you become very hungry, and then nothing occurs. So I suggest, hey, just do it. Stop it. Stop thinking so much. Do it so you can eat the snack.
That is the rule of life
Yes.
right there. Do it so you can have the snack.
And guess what? Oh, it was terrible. Who cares? Eat another snack, make another video.
Oh my gosh, it's so good. Dude, I want to combine all your metaphors into one metaphor where it's a bouncy ball bouncing around a many-walled room and there's a lot of snacks to eat.
Oh, you're talking about, yeah, I know that one.
Some sort of a, yeah, exactly. You know what I mean. You know the moral of that.
Yeah, shout out.
What have you guys done differently now that you weren't doing back in the day? Like what mistakes, not to say mistakes, but maybe things that you've changed. It's fine. That was just the Cloverfield monster.
Literally.
Checking in.
Godzilla foot.
Yep. Yeah, just. But what have you changed or altered accordingly over the years based on kind of what people have wanted or what YouTube has done? Marcus, any thoughts there? And it's okay if there aren't.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think. Like, I don't feel like I've changed anything that much. Like, I always will go to see how. Like, one of my favorite things is to read the comments on the videos because for me, that's like, say you have 1 million views on a video, but there may only be 5,000 comments. In comparison, that's not a lot, but I feel like the people who are commenting are the people who speak for a lot of the viewers.
Yeah.
So I feel you can really learn a lot from the comment section on that video.
Totally.
I also feel like I'm rambling massively and don't really know where I'm going with this point. But
no, I think I remember I heard the phrase regarding YouTube comments where it was like one YouTube comment represents essentially 100 people's opinion. So and that can like freak you out if it's a mean comment, but if it's a constructive thing and you imagine that, then you're like, oh, okay, this is actually a valid like.
Yeah, so I guess I really enjoy reading the comments because it gives you like direct feedback from that video, and if people would like to see something like that again, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. Dan?
I just think that the kind of, as I got more and more like a bigger audience on YouTube, I just felt more kind of creatively free because there is the time when, you're not taking YouTube seriously and you're just like, just do whatever I want. And then there's the terrifying moment like me in 2011 when I dropped out of law school to do YouTube, as you all know, where I was like, okay, so, yep. It is the same. I'm making the same content, but if this flops, then I don't have a house. And it was terrifying, but I still wanted to keep to it. But now it's like I just don't worry at all about kind of like, trying to play the game of YouTube or to do what people want to watch. Like for my own sanity, and so that I always love YouTube and want to, stay inspired and want to keep doing it. For me, I can't compromise my own just doing what I want to do, which I think it's a really great piece of advice for anyone who wants to start or is doing YouTube at the moment.
It's like the North Star type. You're like, that's where I'm going. How far into law school were you, if you don't mind me asking? Like,
I was 1 year
No
into
way.
law school. Yeah,
That's very significant.
yeah. I did the first year. And then I got given like the sheet that said all the exams that I had to do in the second year, and it was like, you're doing a seminar on contracts, and I was just like, I hate my life. This is awful.
Yeah, I've made a huge mistake.
Yeah. And on the other side, I was role-playing as a guinea pig on a dating app, so I made my choice. I went for that life.
Many-faceted.
I used to get really offended if there was like a mean comment or even a constructive comment under my video, and I'd take it so personally, even if there was 20 other nice ones. But now I think I just care a lot less about that.
Yeah, that's a very fair.
Yeah, I just don't think people should take things to heart as much from anonymous people on the internet, basically. And I've just
that deserves
let
an
it go.
applause. I think that's a very good. That's a good moral.
Phil is made of cast iron.
Yeah.
Jenna, how
You're
you
talking
doing?
about what has changed?
Yeah, kind of like how you're approached based on people's reactions,
Yeah.
whether it's internet comments or people at VidCon saying this is the next cool thing.
Well, I've changed a lot as a person since I've started YouTube, and I feel like that's like a really normal thing to do, and it's been
Grow.
really nice to. Well, thank you. To grow up and then change accordingly. So like we started a podcast and like we play video games sometimes with Julian, woo! And so as you grow and change on YouTube, it's totally fine to do different things and do what makes you happy. And I think that's just made me feel really good, is that you don't have to be something forever. You can just keep growing and learning and changing, and then you can live on the internet forever, which is the goal.
That's really good. Oh my God. Guys, I'm going to be honest. I didn't expect this question to produce such good answers. You guys are killing it. I was like, I don't think this is a good one. Anyway, that was
Elliott,
so
you're
good.
great. We
What's
love
that?
you. I said you're great, Elliott.
Oh, you're great, Jenna. Isn't Jenna great, guys? I think you're right, though, because I think it reflects actual life, and that's the whole point of kind of what we do, more or less, is to, if you put a video out there, it should be some sort of like window into either what you think. And so if you're changing, change with it. I don't know.
Did you have a
That's just me
metaphor to contribute?
regurgitating what you just said.
So
Flula?
what?
Did you have a metaphor to contribute
I
to
do,
that
yeah.
one?
So as Jenna was speaking, I wanted to piggy. I wanted to ride your pony on that idea.
Straddle the paw.
You know, as you change as a human, you have to change things that you are doing. So, for example, for me, I like to change my underwear and also my socks. If these are videos, perhaps don't wear the same socks every week.
Yeah. Because as a person, your feet are going to grow.
Hello, tall socks.
There you go.
Another metaphor there.
That was beautiful. I told you we were going to get into it, you guys. If you're keeping track of the metaphors, just imagine a bouncing ball in a many-walled room with many snacks and different pairs of socks everywhere. Yeah. Oh, when was the last time you guys actually watched your first upload? Like really went back, had a
I did
nostalgic
recently.
moment.
Really? I did a video reacting to my old videos, and I watched it recently.
Cool.
It was awful.
I'll never do it again.
It's like a form of torture.
And Phil plays Hello Internet to wind me up sometimes, like seriously. It's like, but like legit, like if we're having an argument about something, Phil will just leave the room and I'm like, guess I won. And then he'll just come in with a laptop just playing Hello Internet, and I'm like, what are you doing? And then he's like, la, 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 running away. Like it is the guaranteed way to upset Dan.
Definitely. Both Jenna and Dan have basically described versions of torture. Phil?
Yeah, I think, I watched mine last when I was doing reacting to my old videos as well, which was painful. I try not to watch it. But also it's kind of nice to think, oh, look, I've actually come quite far since this terrible thing with no editing. So it's a little morale boost, I guess.
Flula, when was the last time you watched your last video?
It was some weeks ago. I tell you what happened. I smelled like innocence. I smelled a delicious innocence. And innocence is really delicious and is good for making videos.
Newborn baby.
What?
Newborn baby. Nope. Okay.
Not yet. I
You
don't
do-
think
you do
so.
you.
Yeah, I'm going to plan about that. I'm family planning, so.
Yes.
Yeah, family planning, Elliott. Subscribe to family planning.
Like and subscribe to Family Planning. Marcus, when was the last time you watched your...
Same as these guys, just reacting to video. I'm pretty sure I've probably reacted to like everyone else's first videos on this stage, which is why I love Dan so much.
Yeah. Do you guys think you're going to make a video reacting to the video of you reacting to your first upload?
Probably.
Just throwing out ideas here, guys.
Probably in 5 years, sure.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, we'll all run out of ideas eventually, so that is guaranteed. Yeah. When Gemma does it first, that means all the other vloggers can copy it. Yeah, that's good.
All right, guys, I'm going to click the hashtag real fast, if that's cool.
Hit the hashtag.
What's that? Yeah, hashtag. But I have to type it into my phone. Hey, Flute.
Happy screaming.
They love you, Dan Phil.
Thank you.
Flula, can you drop, if you could just use one metaphor, I'm going to look up the hashtag real fast and find a couple more questions, and then we're going to go. And then, but if any metaphor in life that would be a good advice for anybody in this room regarding making internet videos.
Just make some. Yeah, just make some videos. Or metaphor. Life is like a monkey on a plate who's
Yes.
Yes.
I thought you were going to say that.
Same.
Me too.
right.
It's perfect. That was great.
Was that
Round of
okay.
applause for Flula, everybody.
Thank you.
All right.
Those screens are very large.
All right, we're going to end with one question, you guys, from Twitter. This comes from Vanilla Lester.
Stop it.
Hello, Vanilla Lester.
Nice.
Or
Nice
at,
name.
At Vanilla Halter. The question is, what were you most proud of in your first videos? And Flula's hiding.
You okay?
They won't. It's on the screen. We are on the screens, guys.
I know,
big
it's too
screen.
much.
It's really big, isn't it? I'm like, is that the size? Oh, I didn't know I had this many chins.
Stop it.
It's good. Yeah. It's like I love it when I'm looking at Jenna and then it cuts to me and I'm like, where does my chin connect to my neck? I can't tell. It's just.
I know,
still
dude.
Going.
It's horrible. I didn't know I had a bowl cut till right now.
I have
And haven't had
constant
one of those
neck ache
since-
from just being like this the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
It's good.
Zoomed in
Oh,
on me.
he's coming. He doesn't like it. What are you guys most proud of in your first video? And then we're gonna have a round. of
Nothing.
applause. No.
No, I guess on the very first video,
Or just your first videos in general.
I guess having the courage to actually upload it.
That's great.
Like in hindsight, like
Yeah.
to think, oh, I've put this together and actually physically going, you know what? I think this is good enough for the internet upload.
Beautiful.
Even though it wasn't, but.
Dan?
I guess I'm quite happy that the style that I started with is still the exact same kind of video that I'm known for making right now. Like, I think that's quite good.
Yeah, I'm with Marcus. I'm just proud of young Phil for ever doing that. Yeah.
Jenna?
I'm happy that I started happy and I'm still happy and I'm gonna keep being happy.
Yeah, that's what's important.
And you know that when I'm not happy, I'm just gonna disappear to Montana and get a farm a bunch of dogs.
That's a plan.
Definitely.
Flula?
I'm grateful I did not accidentally delete all of my videos 2 weeks ago during a very confused time of being very tired. I was very fatigued, and then oopsie doopsie.
I think we're all very thankful for that as well. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for the first time I hit upload panel. Guys, give a round of applause for Marcus Butler, Dan, Howell, Phil Lester, Jenna Marbles,
And
Flula.
thank you for our host.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Oh, thank you guys.